wrestling where to connect. The squared circle, the place you have to earn your respect. So get right with the program or you'll get left. AIWF across the US and all over the globe. We are live and direct. So tune and see who wins and who suffer the loss. This match just got you over one for.
And welcome back to AIWF Across the Globe. As always, I'm your host, RM Duke. And on today's episode, we bring you more hard-hitting action from the AIWF as we bring you a brutal dog collar match, and we bring you back-to-back AIWF title matches, including a match for the AIWF World Heavyweight Championship. To kick things off, we go back to the promotion that started it all. The first ever promotion we've ever showcased here at Across the Globe, Valor Wrestling, as we look at a brutal dog collar match between Crowbar and Pitbull Gary Wolf.
Collar, he's trying to kind of fight out of it, doesn't really want to be in it. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in dog collar. You got Gary Wolf staring at you on the other side. That's scariness. That's nightmare fuel. And now we are on, ladies and gentlemen. The bell has rung. Dog collar match, main event. So Crowbar gets out of the ring here. Not ready to really start this. It's the Eastern Bloc is circling around the ring. Patrick Petersky, John Isloff, all out there supporting their leader, Crowbar. Both men are grabbing that chain, pulling it inch by inch, size each other up. Who's going to strike first? Lock up here. I've witnessed some bloody dog collar fights in my wrestling lifetime, ladies and gentlemen. Let's think about way back. You want to talk about the 80s. Think about Roddy Piper, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Starcade, U.S. Championship. Just so many memories. Great dog collar matches, where this one proved to be just as bloody, just as violent, just as vicious. We're gonna find out here in Extreme. Crowbar saying not yet. And you got to figure, yes, it may appear as cowardness, it may appear as reluctance, but that is a distraction tactic. Oh, but the veteran Gary Wolf saw it coming there. We got some headbanging going on already. Let's get more extreme than that. So now Gary Wolf is putting up boots to Crowbar. Hard shots to the gut right there. Taking the air out of Crowbar. Both men still connected to those dog collars. Gary Wolf is loving this, taking his time. Probably took a little too much time right there. Let Crowbar catch some wind there. Goes right to the eyes, now to the back. And Crowbar's a powerful man, ladies and gentlemen. She's trying to brush off the effects of being, his turnbuckles, and the X factors in play right there is, Jan Isloff was choking Pitbull Gary Wolf, and it's like Crowbar is not really happy with that. Then Crowbar probably wants to do this on his own. He's putting the boots to him. And now Patrick is choking. And Crowbar is upset with Patrick. Jan Islow's mouthing back to Crowbar, saying Crowbar's like, I got this. I don't need your help. She's choking the life out of Pitbull Gary Wolf. You take the air of a man, you practically have him within an inch of his life, and you can get that victory. Sending Harden to a turnbuckle for good measure right there. Headbutt. That's a big old head to be hit with, ladies and gentlemen. Lord. So Gary Wolf is shaking it off. A man who lives and breathes violence. Saying you gotta do more than that if you want to get me down. So one of those shots brought him back to life. His hard forearms right there knocking Crowbar down. Ooh, that doesn't look good. He's going to be singing some high notes now, ladies and gentlemen. Might be in the choir. Crowbar breathing heavy now. He's got some chain in his mouth there. End up knocking his teeth out. Making him eat that chain. With that metal all in the mouth and stretching him there. Oh my God. I'm still thinking about, ladies and gentlemen, how Crowbar is saying, oh, well. That's what we like to call a receipt there. You hit me in the nuts, I hit you in the nuts. Peter's trying to choke him and he's telling him, no, I don't need your help. No, I'm sorry, that's Jan Islow. So I do not need your help. Stay back, stay away. I got this. Doing this barrage of hard headbutts there from Crowbar. Man, he's definitely hard-headed. He's wrapping that chain around that fist. He's gonna go for what he went for earlier. Ooh! Chain wrapped around the fist into the gut and then to the top of the head. Crowbar is now standing tall. Saying he's the man. Now Peter's trying to choke him. Or Patrick, rather. I apologize in advance, ladies and gentlemen. I am jet lagged. Hard knife edge chop. Gary Wolf's fighting back. Now he chained, put that chain around his fist and knocked down Crowbar. Going for this pin. Kick at it too. It's a legendary Pitbull, Gary Wolf. Getting this crowd behind him. Using those hard fists of his. Closed fists are legal here in Valor Wrestling. Trying to systematically break him down, piece by piece, inch by inch. Dog collar wrapped around the neck. Oh my God. Put him back on him. And Steiner recliner. It was like a good shout out to Sabu right there. Rest in peace. Another ECW legend. He's channeling all the energy from all those legends. It's the elbow drop with that chain wrapped around. The arm of Pitbull Gary Wolf. It's just amazing to witness this man, all the wars, all the battles he's been through, still kicking, still thriving, still going. Taking it to Crowbar. Reversal. Ooh. Nothing but turnbuckle. Listening with that splash. It's hard fist to Gary Wolf, knocking down all the Eastern block, knocking the block off him. Got an inside cradle. Small package. Never thought I'd see that in a dog collar match, but here we are. Schoolboy. My God. Crowbar with the sneak. Wait a minute. The Eastern Bloc is attacking Crowbar? After his win? What is this? I'm pounding on him. Beating him in his shoulder, beating him in his head, everything. Like rabid dogs is going after him. Each one saying, no, my turn next. We just saw the dissension before our eyes, ladies and gentlemen, and it all just came to a boil right here. Kick to the gut by Patrick. And Gary Wolf is helping out in the fight. He sends the Eastern Bloc packing. Now Gary Wolf.
It's easy way to do this. This tonight was my last match.
Wait, what?
As much as I appreciate every one of yous, a few years ago I was in a place that somebody might describe as totally insane. Right? I left for various reasons. One of the biggest reasons was sticking up for my family. I put my life right there. I fought with this woman hard. She wanted me to keep wrestling so my wee girl could grow up and see her dad wrestle. Unfortunately, injuries, the heart is coming, but my body is fucked. I know why I spent a lot of the time I've got being able to move, to build a bigger family.
I can't argue with that. This is fans champion one more match, but
Congratulations to Crowbar for winning the match. And from everyone here across the globe, we hope you have a happy retirement. You deserved it. If you want to see more of what Valor Wrestling has to offer, you can check them out at the links below. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Lance by Chance, wrestling as a Von Erich. Read all about World Class Championship Wrestling. Who was he? Why was his character created? And why did Fritz expose his true identity on TV? Russell Black Bart. Follow Bart's 30-year career through the Carolinas, Florida, Georgia, Mid-South, World Class, and the WWF. Bart's Tell It Like It Is humor keeps you wanting more stories. The Pro Wrestling Vault, Volume 1 and 2. First-hand account short stories from wrestlers from the here and then. Get your signed copies only at WrestleVille.com. WrestleVille, it's where wrestling lives.
And welcome back to AIWF across the globe. Before we get into our second showcase, there's some championship updates that happened in the AIWF over the summer that we just need to run down real quick. First off, astonishing Austin Militalo would successfully defeat Scott Hansen in a grueling ladder match to become the undisputed Mid-States Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. Then, at Southern Illinois Championship Wrestling, Bobby D would successfully capture the SICW Classic Heavyweight title in his hometown of Belleville, Illinois. The AIWF Women's World Champion McKenna Rhodes would follow up her dethroning of April Brooks with a successful first title defense against Sophia Raven in Danville, Quebec. She's already gearing up for her next title defense, which will take place next week on the 29th at Ayers Cliff, Quebec. The Anthony Express would successfully reclaim the AIWF World Tag Team Champions, officially making them two-time world champs. And lastly, Logan Blackheart would upset Brandon Day for the AIWF Americas Championship. But shortly after the match, Brandon Day would make his next intentions very clear to finally capture the AIWF World Heavyweight Championship.
Tonight, to tell the truth, and here's the truth. Eric, since you won that world title, I told you a clock started ticking. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock.
Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock.
When would you have to face Brandon Day again? And when would you lose that world title? Well, friend, it's 2 minutes to midnight. And the clock strikes midnight on September 26th. Because you and I are going to meet our destinies together right here in Venue 18. Right here in Benchmark Pro Wrestling.
Woo!
Heavyweight title.
Yeah!
And with that news out the way, now it's truly time for our second showcase. On last season of Across the Globe, we highlighted AIWF Canada, and we showcased two of the most imposing figures over there, Giant Orion and the AIWF Canadian Heavyweight Champion, Wesley Pipes. Now, we've watched them dominate other opponents, but what happens when you put two of them in the same squared circle? That would be answered at Superstars of Wrestling Spring-Loaded event, when Giant Orion would take on Wesley Pipes in a war for the AIWF Canadian Heavyweight Championship, with match footage courtesy of Steam Powered Studios Incorporated.
I'm not the one who holds the key to forgiveness. That is our champion, Dick Durning, and if Pipes wants to work his way back up to being in his good graces, I endorse it. It's going to take a lot to convince me as well, but this is a good start. And there it is, the AIWF Championship on the pre-show. Ladies and gentlemen, get here early. Our VIP matches are quality. How many times has Wesley Pipes and Orion main evented our shows?
Yeah, these guys are main eventers, and here they are on the VIP. And look, if you look out at the crowd, look how full we are already just for VIP.
Right, this is red hot. Our Superstars of Wrestling fans are some of the best in Canada. As much as Chantel wants to quiet them and tell them to cheer Orion, he will do what they please, and they are firmly behind the Muscle Beast.
Something we haven't really addressed. It's not our business to tell, but since Chantel is out here, we might as well talk about it now. Orion and Chantel are an item. You gotta wonder how that plays in, knowing that on our main card tonight, Chantel will once again be in the ring with Brenda Pipes as well.
True.
As well as Sierra Stone, triple threat match. You've got Pipes and Orion. Later on, Pipes and Chantel.
That is an excellent point. You know, a little spouse-on-spouse warfare throughout the card. But look at this. How often does Wesley Pipes look small? Next, that is a 245-pound man, and Orion is throwing him around like a child.
Pipes is a huge man. He's got height. He's got, they call him the muscle beast, right? But if anyone looks small to Orion, that's what's scary about it.
I often call Wesley Pipes the King Kong of St. John, but maybe he's in there with Godzilla. 7-footer, 300 pounds. He dwarfs just about anyone, but can these fans rally behind Pipes?
It's a good way to put it. Kong versus Godzilla. And I know it was Kong who climbed the Empire State Building, but it looks like that's what Orion's about. That is a long way down for a man that size, Travis.
Was thinking old school, but ate the canvas. Wesley Pipes in the driver's seat. And look at this. I mean, you've been in the ring with Pipes. His technical wrestling's actually underrated.
I appreciate you calling that out, Travis. He is one of the best technical wrestlers in the Maritimes, but because of his size, wow!
And ladies and gentlemen, Wesley Pipes spent some time in Mexico, and it shows with that hurricanrana.
Pipes showing his Metis Luchador background, and look at, he's gonna slam the Giant!
Oh, with ease! And you've mentioned this before, Coach Sapp. One of his heroes, the late, great Hulk Hogan, body slam and leg drop all of WrestleMania 3?
A body slamming a Giant, where have we seen that before?
And he's out of the ring, but still on his feet. But regardless, Pipes has all the momentum. And for the first time in months, all of the SOW crowd behind him.
The crowd is hot for Pipes, but look, see? Look. Pipes maybe feeding on it. It's almost like a relapsing.
It's been a long time since these fans have cheered Wesley Pipes. He's probably not used to it.
It's like he was relapsing. Pipes was the way he was just taking in that adulation. Look what it did, though, Travis. It cost him.
Pipes is still going blow for blow. Oh, until he hit that ring post.
His head just blew off that steel post.
Maybe Pipes was soaking in the adulation too much. I think Orion might be getting distracted by the jeers too much.
Orion is eye level with the fans sitting on the very top bleacher.
That is terrifying. And look at this. All that weight, 300 pounds pressing down that shoulder and neck. I don't envy Scott Myers right now.
Scott Myers. And look at Chantel. Chantel getting, sharing her opinion.
And we're joined by the voice above the noise, RJ Hooper. What are you making of this match, RJ?
Before you answer that, RJ, I have a question. You see poor Gary Daniels sitting ringside in the wheelchair.
Yes.
As someone who was once physically assaulted by the AIWF champion Wesley Pipes, I want to hear what kind of sympathy or empathy do you have for our general manager?
Well, there's a 5-letter word that comes to mind, and it rhymes with witch. He's out there looking like a poor man's Tiny Tim right now, getting pushed around by the vandal Chantal. Frankly, when I got assaulted by Wesley Pipes in exactly the same fashion, I did not handle it in the same way, but that's the difference between him and I, and I'm going to keep my words kind here in this moment because he is sadly our superior, and Jeffrey Graves is not in the building tonight to mediate any HR issues. But my goodness, look at this. It's like King Kong and Godzilla. This is fantastic.
Great minds think alike.
I do want to shout out, you mentioned Jeff Graves. Thoughts are with Jeff Graves and his family. Jeff Graves recently lost his father.
Yes. Yeah.
We love you, Jeff. Thinking of you. But RJ, we've both had Wesley put our hands on us. And listen, if he is truly on the path of forgiveness, the path of redemption, I'm going to be open-minded to it. How about you?
You know what? I have some thoughts and some feelings on this, and I don't want to take away from this matchup right now, but if you recall, he beat and bloodied Dries Durning. He spat on Dick Durning's wife. The two of them just happened to have a wonderful matchup last show, and a hug and a handshake seals the deal. It's almost the Mega Powers united here.
But
I accidentally hit Dick Durning with a steel chair once, and I had to beg and grovel and plead to seek forgiveness from one Dick Durning. I'm not sure what's happening there, and I think Dick Durning is getting the wool pulled over his eyes. Wesley Pipes damaged a 20-year-long friendship with not just myself, not just Dick Durning, but also Mark Thomas, Fantana, the fans, and now he is getting absolutely just whipped and assaulted by Giant Orion right now. And I have to say, this is a little bit of comeuppance for Wesley Pipes. He has more than earned this beating.
thank you for your honest feedback,
Thank you,
RJ.
But you know what? I say the road to redemption's a tough one, and the 7-foot, 300-pound monster is the way to do it. Those ripcord lariats didn't work, but that drop kick did.
We talked earlier the underrated technical wrestling aspect of Pipes, but as we've seen in this match, underrated agility too. He hit that Huracan Rana, now hitting a drop kick.
Again, Orion cutting him off. We were mentioning earlier Pipe's lucha background coming into play, but he got splashed.
Absolutely. The training that he has done in Mexico is certainly paying off. When you have a larger opponent like this that you can use to counterbalance that. My goodness, look at that!
Was that a torture rack TKO?
I have never seen a thing like that. Certainly not at a man that size, and certainly not to Wesley Pipes.
Orion picked up and spun Pipes the way you would to a child in a pool.
Unbelievable. Orion with the lackadaisical cover didn't quite work out, but Orion right now has momentum on his side, and you see Pipes literally crawling to the ropes, RJ.
That 70-pound plus weight advantage that Orion has is certainly making a factor here.
Both these men have worked with icons. Both these men trained by icons. Wesley, trained by the late great Emile Dupree and Wayne Kreiderman. Giant Orion, Phil LaFawn. And Pipes able to lift the big man over, but he lands on his feet.
Not quite enough for Wesley Pipes. And look at this, back to his old tactics. Like I said, the sheep in wolf's clothing here.
There's a little bit of Pipes left there with the eye rake.
Yeah, Pipes.
I don't think he's going to pull this off. This is a mistake at this point.
Disqualification. Notice how Travis is like, oh, yeah, the old Pipes there.
Wesley Pipes is a beast!
Unreal. Unreal strength.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall, and the floor of the Irving Oil Fieldhouse just shook under the weight of both those men.
I think I felt this building move there, RJ. And listen, I'm not forgiving them overnight. I'm tentative, but I'm open-minded to it, and I said this is a good start. But what would be a bad start to this show is if both these men get counted out.
You certainly have to wonder, are the fans just forgiving Wesley Pipes, or do they hate Giant Orion that much?
A little column A, little column B, maybe. What are we at count-wise, Coach Sapp?
I believe we're at an 8 count.
Oh, no. Okay,
and you know what? And I got to tell you, Travis, these guys weren't getting counted out. That's 2 ring veterans right there, taking as much time as they can to get more oxygen.
Excellent
to
point.
Fill those lungs back up.
And
they weren't
title
staying
is on
down
the
for
line,
10.
gentlemen.
This is true. Both men using the strategy, taking the full 8, getting some breath, but not getting any breath, trading these fists and forearms,
My
RJ.
goodness. Like getting slugged by a bowling pin. Oh my goodness.
Power slam from the big man.
I was about to say, Pipe's finish is that mark of the Beast Buckle Bomb. How is he going to get Orion up? But as we've seen, he's lifted Orion twice now, and maybe a third.
Wow! 3 with that exploder. And I said by the big man earlier, in this case, he's not the big man. He's doing it to the big man.
My goodness, that suplex would have made Taz blush. The crowd is coming alive here. Begrudging as I may be, it is certainly deserved. That was a feat of strength.
And you know how much this move sucks to take.
Oh my goodness, no!
He couldn't do it.
Mark of the Beast, and the Beast clutching the shoulder, but he'll settle for a pump kick.
Like a shotgun blast to the chest there of Orion. Only a 2 from referee Scott Myers.
And you've eaten that pump kick many times. Are you shocked to see him kick out of that?
It's a pump kick by Wesley Pipes. Is like getting hit by a truck. When I got it, I didn't know where I was. But let's call a spade a spade. Orion's a different breed, man.
Giant Orion, 2-sport athlete, both mixed martial arts and pro wrestling. We've mentioned his high-profile victories over Dan Severn in the cage, as well as a winning record MMA, but he has Wesley by the throat.
Sky high and all the way down.
Coach said, I think he just chokeslammed him through the canvas.
Yeah, he's somewhere in the center of the earth right now, doing some fracking for the Irvings at the old.
The road to redemption's tough. Thanks for coming, Wesley Pipes. It was a valiant effort.
Not quite yet.
How did the champion kick out of that one?
It is not time to go to the pay window for Giant Orion yet. Wesley Pipes has just a little bit left in him.
I have to think Orion was only able to get that arm over, and they're both so beat up right now. I have to think if he was able to get a full 300-pound lateral press with the leg hook, he might be champ.
He was able to get all of his weight on Pipes, hook the leg. We might be seeing a new AIWF champion.
Well, the straps have come down, and as per wrestling tradition, that means business is about to pick up.
Well said.
If this was a video game, Orion would have just gotten what they call a buff.
Kick to the midsection. What's Orion thinking here?
Oh, from one power bomb to another. And Pipes is up.
These men like to utilize that razor's edge finish. Pipes maybe showing him how it's done here. There's no way.
The fingers are locked. The gut wrench. He's in the air. He is in the air, but Vandal is in the ring.
No.
A low blow from the Vandal Chantel. And the bell has been rung by referee Scott Myers. Gentlemen, that is my cue.
Thank you, RJ Huber. And Chantel vandalized this damn match by getting involved.
Chantel.
Your winner, it's still AIWF.
And look, you might not like it. I can't say I blame her. How close was Orion to being dropped on his... Oh, look at this.
Oh, no.
The match might be done.
We mentioned that Orion's from the Rocky Mountains. I think Pipes just fell from the Rocky Mountains with that razor's edge.
Say goodnight to the bad guy.
Well, the beast has been marked by a...
If you want to see more of what Superstars of Wrestling has to offer, you can check them out at the links below. And if you want to see Superstars of Wrestling in person, you can check out their Border Wars event on September 5th, which will feature a 4-on-4 tag team match, which will take some of the top prospects from Superstar of Wrestling and put them up against some of the top independent talent on the international scene. For more information about the event, you can check it out at the official Facebook group below. We'll be back after this final commercial break. And welcome back to AIWF Across the Globe. Now it's time for our main event showcase. On last season of AIWF Across the Globe, towards the end, we would showcase where JJ Lawson successfully defeated Eric Draven to become the AIWF World Heavyweight Champion. But after I showcased the match, I would clarify that shortly after that match took place, Eric Draven would get a rematch and would win the AIWF World Heavyweight Championship back. But he used underhanded tactics to win the match. And that left people with a lot of questions. Was this just a one-off act of desperation? Or has becoming the AIWF World Heavyweight Champion and retaining that belt corrupted Eric Draven? Now, after weeks of speculation, we can finally see the truth for ourselves to see what kind of champion and what kind of man Eric Draven is in his second reign as AIWF World Heavyweight Champion, as you watch him defend his title against Ty Vance in a Doorway from Hell match.
Weighing in at 233 pounds from Sweetwater, Texas, here's your AIWF World Heavyweight Champion, custom made Eric Draven.
Capacity crowd here tonight for Supreme Wrestling. Make sure you give them a follow on social media as well as you do each and every one of our amazing partner promotions that you see each and every week. Ref showing the belt to both men, showing it to the capacity crowd here tonight at Supreme Wrestling. Ref checks with both men.
Hey! Cut! My wife's here, Draven, stop it! Breaking news. I believe this match has been updated to a Doorway to Hell match? Is that right, Jason? Meaning, the only way you can win the AIWF World Heavyweight Championship, you must throw your opponent through a door. A door!
Draven comes in, Bell's run from carried by Vance. Follows it up with a second. Ducks it. Suplex. Standing moonsault. Vance, I believe he's looking for the door already, as his manager so articulately explained. Choosing a doorway to hell match, you must put your opponent through a door.
You got the door, baby. You got it. There's the door. What are you got from Home Depot? Oh my God.
Baseball slides the door into Vance.
Oh my God.
Draven sends the door into the ring. Sends Vance into the ring to follow the door. Jawbreaker. He pulled the mask off. Shot to the midsection by Vance. Headbutt cuts off any momentum from the challenger. Face first into the top turnbuckle. Powership sends it out. Sit down lariat.
Hey, Draven, you still suck.
I think customarily Draven would have went for the pin there, but it clicked in the veteran's head.
This is a heavy door.
Pinfall isn't going to do it in this match. Shot to the midsection by the challenger. Follows it up with a second. Big time right. Draven returns the favor. Vance is rocked. You can clearly see it. The ropes was the only thing that was keeping him up.
I'm going to kick him. Not the ball, no.
Driver Schwib. Yep. That happened. Hits the knee.
Are you okay, baby? He keeps you right in your family show. Yeah, it's crazy.
Draven preparing to send Vance in. Vance puts the brakes on. Vance trying to send... Using the door to his advantage. Classic veteran play by the champion. Just puts the door on top of him.
Hey, Draven, what are you doing?
Sweeps legs face first into the door that was laying center ring. Draven's got the whip. That sound is vicious, ladies and gentlemen. Fouls it up in the second.
One more.
Fans here tonight at Supreme Wrestling want it a third time. And Draven gives the fans what they want.
You are a mean little kid.
There's a shot right to the top of the head. You can see the marks on Vance's back from the whip. Irish whip, reversal. Draven goes face first into the ring post. This is the action you see each and every week from all of the incredible partner promotions that we have that make up AIWF. Vance has got the whip. I think he's definitely looking for a receipt. And receipt delivered. Right across the small of the back.
You can sue me later.
Champion definitely felt that one.
I don't want that.
Champion and challenger both back in the ring right now. Vance getting Draven in position, drops the elbow. Went for the second one. All the challenger got was door on that one. Trip sends him off. Beautifully executed drop kick by the champion. Draven going back to the door. We talked about it at the start of the match. Draven is as old school as they come. He lives by that motto. He don't get paid by the hour. He's looking for a relatively quick victory here tonight in a doorway to hell match. Power trip reversal. Draven collides with the ref. Is this going to be the opening Vance needs? Draven puts the brakes on. Super kick. Draven goes through the door, but the ref is down. Vance feels like he won the match, but he's not thinking this through. It just dawned on him, the ref's down.
No, come on, I need you to ring the bell. I put it to the table. Go to the door, whatever it is. Come on.
Manager turned on him. Drags Draven out of the way. Vance gets back to his ref gets back to his feet, sees Vance. What he perceives is through the door. Ref calls for the bell.
Division winner and still AIWF World Heavyweight Champion, custom made Eric Draven.
Seems like Mr. Draven has got himself a new ally as he continues his cross-country defense. And still, our AIWF World Heavyweight Champion, Eric Draven. Guys, once again, this is Nick Rousseau. And thank you so much for spending time and joining us here on this week's episode of AIWF Across the Globe. And we will see you next week. Let's send it back to close it with RM Duke.
And as we saw, Eric Draven would still walk away the AIWF World Heavyweight Champion, but once again, he would use underhanded tactics to walk away from the belt, which is confirmed that this version of Eric Draven in his second reign is willing to do whatever it takes to walk away as world champion. Now, that leaves us with two questions here across the globe. How far is Eric Draven willing to go to retain his world championship? And for his upcoming opponent this Saturday at AIWF's Deal for the Steel event, Heath, formerly known as Heath Slater, what is it going to take for him to overcome this more dangerous version of Draven? If you want to see more of what Supreme Wrestling has to offer, you can check them out at the links below. And if you want to see more of what AIWF has to offer, whether it be upcoming events, breaking news, or content in our past or present library, you can check us out at the links below as well. As we are now here in Season 2 of Across the Globe, we will continue to get you up to speed with all the things that we missed over the summer here in the AIWF, as we also prepare you for an exciting fall, all courtesy of amazing matches through the AIWF network. Till next time, thank you for your support, thank you for being a part of the crew, and we will see you next time at the next opening bell.